Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Lauren Elizabeth or Lo or the Muse, however you know me. Welcome back. Okay, get comfy. I'm comfy. Grab a snack, grab a drink, grab anything, I guess. So today I wanted to talk about why you feel like you're running out of time. Why is it like this phenomenon? I feel like with Gen Z or just people in general, why they feel like they're running out of time and we're so young. For reference, I'm 24, I'm going to be 25 next month, and I just think it's honestly really sad and kind of sickening that we all feel so behind. But behind where? Behind why? I always just kind of sit and wonder, like, who created this threshold and why do we feel like we're not meeting it? Why do we feel like we're just so out of sorts and at odds? So we're going to talk about that today. Let's get into it. So I honestly have my handy dandy notebook. Handy dandy. I don't talk like that. Anyway, um, so I said, you're not being present in your day to day. When is the last time that you truly checked in with yourself? Honestly, I had to start doing this for myself because I felt like I was on autopilot. I felt like I would get off from my job, have my 5 hours to myself, maybe. And, that's cut in half between cooking and, cleaning up and driving home and taking care of my dog. And then next thing you know, I only have really 2 to 3 hours to work on things that I'm passionate about and then me for just to do nothing, which is insane. So I had to really take a look at my schedule and how I was feeling and what I was doing. And I said, well, how much of this is distraction and how much of this is what I'm actually trying to accomplish? So I sat down and I asked myself, how am I feeling? Give myself a rating between 1 through 5. I'm not doing 1 through 10 because it started getting complex after that. You know what I'm saying? But 1 through 5, and I kept saying three. I kept saying three over and over again because it's like I'm not bad because it could be worse. And I'm not good because it could be better. And I had to really think to myself, like, okay, now that I'm asking myself, how am I feeling? I also was like, why is the answer always three? Why is it always neutral? And my previous statement is what I kind of came up with. And then I started to be like, okay, well, what would make my day better? And honestly, even when I would be having the worst day possible, I would still say three. So then it turned into, am I being honest with myself? And the answer is no. And it really made me think, okay, so what makes my day a three? What makes my day a two? What makes my day a one? And kind of having this constant check in woke me up because if you actually check in with yourself, you will start to realize the things that make your day bad or how you make it better or how you can make it good from good to great. So, yeah, that's the first thing. I feel like I'm talking too fast. If I'm talking at a speed for you guys that's too fast and not really making the ideas digestible, please let me know and comment below and be like, girl, can you please slow down? Number two, you're moving the goalpost. You're moving the goalpost. Babe, you're moving the goalpost. Every time you achieve something and celebrate it, okay, you need to keep doing that, okay? Actually, no, let me retract my statement. You keep moving the goalpost, not celebrating yourself when you have an achievement, when really you need to keep celebrating over and over and over again. And I know for the girlies that achieve something and you're just feeling this mild sense of, thank God this is over. Thank God this is. Woo! Got that off the table. Check it off, okay? And I'm speaking to you and I'm speaking to me as well. That there's really these mild moments of like, thank goodness this is over, instead of being like, yeah, I really did that. There we go. figure claps for me. Like, we don't really sit in that moment of like you did something, we just move on. And then you move on and you move the goalpost so that you never feel like you're accomplishing anything, babes. Like, if we think about it, it's crazy. Like, we never really sit down and be like, dang, and reflect, oh my gosh, I did this, and get ourselves a little nice little something, a little sweet treat, a little sand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so keep celebrating yourself, or start. Really start. And then that mild sense, you have to combat it. You have to be like, no, 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 no. Celebrate yourself. Get yourself a drink. Something. I don't know. Um, and then you're rushing yourself half half the time, most of the time. And then also, you need to take into account that things that last and that things that you want to build that give longevity, not give longevity, that require or that you seek longevity, they take time. They take time. And I really hate that the internet has influenced or pushed this idea of really gimmicky businesses. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It makes me so sad because we are looking at people who, some people who have gotten a head start. I'm saying investments, mama's money, dad's money, auntie money, any money, okay? And had the network, the resources, the whatever, $10,000 saved up, okay? Like all the people that are like, yeah, I quit my job randomly. I promise you, they've been thinking and plotting about quitting that job for 6 months. Okay, if not three, they have some sort of cushion, and there's some people that don't, that really are making it from scratch. Okay, but you can tell the difference between somebody who's making it from scratch. Okay, if and then there's some people who really covered it up, but I need you, or you're looking at the end of somebody's answered prayers. We're not looking at people's sleepless nights, people eating a piece of bread and going to sleep. Okay, like we're not looking at that part. Okay, or the fact that they can only afford rent and maybe their mode of transportation, but they can't go outside, they can't do extra stuff, they can't get a sweet treat, they can't, because all funneling into their dreams or their passions or whatever. No one's documenting that part, which is why I want to start showing this part on my channel, because I think it's so important to show the middle. And sometimes people don't want to do that, but I'm going to do that because I think it's so, we are a community, we are all in this together. And I think that it's the idea of trying to create this dissonance between their audience and themselves. And I really want to close that gap as well, because things that take longevity and that have depth and that like will really set you up take time. Like it really does. And I feel like we have been, it's really gimmicky out here with us. It's like it's going to take 6 months, it's going to take, a lot of people's first businesses fail, and not because of, and sometimes it's not even something that they did, they just didn't have funding or they didn't have the resources, and then they get the resources and do it again and do it better. So I wouldn't even call it failure. I would call it redirection. I would call it a learning phase. I would call it all of these things and be like, oh, well, you guys are being fake positive and blah, blah, blah. No, like that's really how you have to get through it. Like you really have to get through it in that way of changing that part of your mindset. Is just like, I am doing this for a bigger journey, a bigger journey, bigger bag, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously. Um, and lastly, comparison will rob you of your joy, your own enjoyment of your journey. And you, if you keep the focus on everyone else's success but your own, you will never be happy. You will never feel fulfillment. That's why I feel like when you do things, that brings me back to number three and number two of rushing yourself and moving the goalpost, you will never truly feel like, yeah, I did something meaningful for myself and my community. And that's why I love that so many creators now are like, just make something, do something, create something. Okay. And I think it was Tyler the Creator that said, Create like a child and edit like a scientist, because that is the thing that's going to push you to keep going. Perfection is going to kill you, okay? Can I say that on YouTube? I'm gonna bleep it out. I didn't even bleep that out. It's gonna unalive you, okay? It's gonna demotivate you. Oh my gosh, please. It's so strict around here. Um, it's so important for you to be your biggest cheerleader when no one is cheering for you, because at the end of the day, you know how hard you are working for the thing, but you give yourself no credit. And if you're gonna be on this channel, I'm gonna give you credit even if I gotta hold you against your will. Okay, I'm going to give you the credit. If you drank water today, put your hands up. Okay, if you drank water today, put your hands up. If you made your bed, put your hands up. If you went to work and you didn't quit, put your hands up. I don't know. Like, it really is that serious. And I said, even in my series on Instagram, it's called While We Wash Our Face. I said, you have to do the things. You need to cut out the friction. You have to wake up. You have to. You I will not allow people in my community that I love so much. We're not gonna wake up and be 30 and be like, whoa, red alert. What do we do? Okay, what do we do with our time? Oh my gosh, no, we cannot do that. Okay, so honestly, I hope this reaches someone or anyone, honestly, even if it's just one person. Like, that's one person, that's one more subscriber, or one more follower, or one more community member that needed help and that saw it. I hope that you guys love this video. Um yeah, I kind of wish this was something that, like, you were telling to me, so I'm hoping that this touches someone. I love you guys so much. Um touching anybody, well, that, wow. I sound like that creator that her catchphrase is getting fondled with. If you know, you know. She's a gym influencer. Like, she makes me laugh. Anyway, so thank you just so much for looking at this video. I love you guys. Mwah! See you in the next one. Bye.